Hi everyone, my name is Simone Hirsch and I've been a learning and support teacher for 9 years at two schools that had 850 plus students, and for the last 4 years I've been the learning support team coordinator at one of those schools, Anzac Park Public School. Prior to that I was a class teacher, and in between I have worked as an EALD teacher, learning and support teacher, and in other capacities in a range of school contexts. During this time, three things stood out to me. The first is that teachers need support with personalising learning for their students. What works best is targeted, smart goals that can be monitored, and rather than just being given multiple strategies, teachers want practical, tangible support with programming and for supporting their students. The second biggest thing is that the biggest commodity for teachers is time. I've worked with so many dedicated, incredible professionals, and so many of them are overwhelmed by the admin side of teaching and frustrated that this gives them less time and energy to concentrate on teaching. We all know that data-driven, targeted programs will make the biggest impact, and that the research tells us that inclusive practice with shared homeschool goals rather than withdrawal will have the most significant effect on student progress. But this is another enormous workload when teachers' time is already maximised. That's not to say that teachers aren't already doing this. My point is that they're working overtime to fulfil these demands, and the pressures often cause stress, burnout, and a feeling that they have limited energy to meet all the needs of their students. To help teachers, I began putting together linked documents which address the most common literacy, numeracy, and social emotional needs I saw with students. This meant that I could reach more students as I supported more teachers to assess the need, create a SMART goal, and then I could provide them with an immediate list of practical, targeted resources. I decided to share this as I had led a digital resource creation group of learning and support teachers in 2020. So I decided to create a new project and see who wanted these resources and who wanted to share their own. This led me to my third finding. That is that there are an enormous amount of people in our profession that want to connect and share so that we can create a community of collaborators that support each other and use that collective knowledge to empower staff, students, and families in our own school contexts. Around 350 principals, deputies, assistant principals, head teachers, specialist teachers, instructional leaders, learning and support coordinators and learning and support teachers, EALD teachers, class teachers, university educators joined my team wanting to share resources. The positive response I received was immense. So here we are. I used the digital resources I created with the team I led in 2020, and I had the privilege of working with the most amazing SLSOs to create additional digital resources. We already know that SLSOs are fantastic. I've always been so lucky to work with such amazing SLSOs in all of my schools. We know they bring a huge amount of energy, knowledge, and skills to supporting us and our students. In this project, our team of SLSOs went above and beyond, not only to create resources, but to mentor SLSOs at Randwick Public School, who also worked hard to support the creation of materials. The biggest thank you to all of them. And to Zora Lombardo, the AP Learning and Support at Randwick, who collaborated with us. All the SLSOs I have worked with know how much I have valued them, and I would give them all the biggest rap in a heartbeat with references, so thank you. In this case, Shay, Ty, Jen, Meg and Marta, we would not have the quality of resources without you, so thank you so much. Another important mention is Katrina Calverley, who is the most incredible EALD coordinator and high potential gifted and talented specialist that I've ever worked with. The quality of support that you provide is mind-boggling. And all the teachers who are using these materials to support students, your dedication and commitment and your continued efforts to go above and beyond are so commendable. I've worked with so many of you, but I'll shout out Aria Adams-Wilcox, who I worked recently with, as an example of the continued efforts I see. So back to the project. We went through the resources, and then we were so lucky to have Anthony Mirando from Intelligo use his team to work with us on this app to streamline the personalised support process for teachers. We have started with early reading skills, matching digital and printed resources to the literacy progressions for phonemic awareness and phonic word knowledge. We've also mapped this to the phonological word awareness diagnostic from the New South Wales Department, which aligns with the assessments such as the Sutherland Phonological Awareness Assessment, which you might use if you're not in New South Wales. For this iteration of the app, we've concentrated on these areas so that we can gain feedback and see if we can get the support needed to take it further into the areas of writing, vocabulary, maths, and social emotional skills, support for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students, as well as learning and support structures. Hopefully this app will save you all a lot of time. So you'll find that we're using artificial intelligence through Intelligo to ask you a series of questions about your student. So first assess your student, then review the data and work a sample or running record with your AP and or colleagues. Try to engage generally with the literacy progressions to see where you think your student is. Then answer the questions on the app, which will guide you through specific elements of the progressions until you're able to identify a specific need for your student. Use the examples to create a 5-week specific SMART goal. There's a guide in there for how to do this. Then the app will spit out a document that you can use as you individualize an individualized, personalized learning plan with a small group program with a student list that will develop a specific need. In the project, we had a multitude of resources, but due to copyright issues, we couldn't use all the resources shared. However, you will have the option to choose from print or digital resources, and then you can use these to develop a learning sprint and monitor the progress of your student in a specific area. The goals can be shared with the family, and if by the end of the intervention the student hasn't progressed, you can work with the learning and support team to identify whether further investigation or intervention is needed. So thank you to Anthony and the team at Intelligo. It has been amazing. Intelligo make apps for students and schools and businesses, and there are a range of the ways they can support you. I had such a specific idea, and the fact that you were able to bring this to life and support our teachers and our students has really been incredible. So thank you. And for teachers, I hope that this allows you to connect with each other and lightens your load in some small way. Keep doing the amazing things that you're doing for our students. If you ever need anything, feel free to email me at simone.hirsch@det.newsouthwales.edu.au. I should know that by now. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it.